Hello my dear students, welcome to Computer Science class. Let us continue with our chapter Input, Output and Memory Devices. In our previous video class, we had discussed what is input device, what is keyboard, the different types of keyboard, and we have also discussed about the mouse and the joystick. Before we proceed, let us have a quick glance on the previous topic. What is input device? Input device, it is used to feed the data into the computer, wherein the input unit will convert the human understandable form of data to machine understandable format. The commonly used input devices are keyboard, mouse, joystick, OCR, etc. Then we have discussed what is a keyboard. Keyboard is the most commonly used input device that consists of set of typewriter-like keys that enables the users to enter the data into the computer, wherein these keyboards consist of alphabetic keys, numeric keys, punctuation keys and the functional keys. Later, we have discussed the different types of keyboards. The first one is the standard keyboard. The standard keyboards are being referred to as the QWERTY keyboards because QWERTY are the first 6 alphabets that appear in the alphabetic keys. Then we have discussed about the ergonomic keyboard. Ergonomic refers to the study of method that deals with the technique and posture while typing so that the work can be carried out in an easier manner with the least possible strain onto the muscle in order to avoid the carpal tunnel syndrome. Next, we have discussed about wireless keyboard. Herein, we need not to connect the keyboards with the computer system via using the cable. In fact, we are here using the Bluetooth, infrared rays and the radio frequency are used to connect to the computer system, and it should have the range up to 1 to 40 feet distance between the computer and the keyboard. The next type of keyboard we have discussed is the compact keyboard. The compact keyboards are those keyboards which doesn't have numeric keypad into it. So whenever there is a sizing issues to accommodate the standard keyboards, then we can use the compact keyboards, and usually these compact keyboards are found in the laptops. So the compact keyboards offers the portability during traveling. Next, we have discussed about the mouse. Mouse actually stands for mechanically operated user serial engine. So it is also one of the most commonly used input device that controls the movement of the cursor onto the display screen. So we have seen the different types of mouse, that is manual mouse, scroll mouse, USB mouse and the wireless mouse. So we just need to know what are the different types, that's it. So next we had discussed about the another input device, that is joystick. Joystick, it consists of actually like a stick that pivots onto the base that provides its angle or the direction to the device it is controlling. They are extensively used in the video games, they are used in the trucks, they are used in the trains, or they are even used in the unmanned vehicles. Many civilian and the military aircraft vehicles, they are extensively used. So we can even refer this joystick to be as an analog stick. As I said, they are also used in the surveillance cameras here. Today, we shall discuss about OMR, that is optical mark reading and recognition. So this is a device, it is a reader actually that reads the marks which are being done by the pen or the pencil and converts them into computer processable form. So in order to use this OMR, we need to use some special printed documents. Like you can see here, this is an example for OMR sheets. So these are the sheets which are being read by this OMR device wherein it will recognize all the marks which are being done by the pen or the pencil. So it consists of special pre-printed forms which are being designed with the boxes, okay, wherein we can mark with the dark pencil or the ink. So such documents will be read by the reader. So where exactly these are extensively used? These are extensively used in the application like objective type answer papers evaluation, in which the large number of candidates appear, and then it is also used in the factories to have the time sheets of the employees. So every mark, okay, dot has been recognized based upon the position which has been already programmed. Already the answers, everything will be OMR sheets, everything will be pre-programmed in the reader. So based upon that, actually the OMR will recognize the dots and then it will help in the valuation. Only it is valuation will help in the where the objective type answers examinations is conducted. Next we are going to discuss about the OCR, that is optical character recognition. So optical character recognition, it's a device that permits the direct reading of any printed character without using any kind of special ink. So here the characters might be handwritten or the typewritten. So if at all in the document, okay, suppose in a document or in a book, all right, so this device will help you to read those printed characters without using any kind of, special ink. So that's what those characters might be handwritten or the typewritten. If the characters are handwritten recognition requires some extra care to ensure that the characters are of standard size, shape, and that the characters are being connected with no any stylish loops. If the handwritten characters are of with stylish loops, then it will be difficult for the OCR to recognize. So the user can scan the page from the book. Where exactly it is using? The user could scan the page from the book. Later, the computer will recognize those characters in the page as the letters and the punctuation marks and stores it. So this could be later edited by using the word processor. That means OCR is actually a device that would help you to read the characters from the book. Whenever you scan a page from the book, this device will recognize all those characters and the punctuation marks or the characters, okay, or the letters, and stores it. So later that document you can easily edit by the word processor. So this is all about the OCR. Now let us discuss about the next input device, that is MICR. MICR will stands for magnetic ink character recognition. So this magnetic ink character recognition, it is a character recognition system that uses a kind of special ink and characters. Okay, so this MICR is extensively used in the banking industry for the faster processing of large number of checks daily. So there are certain human readable numbers will be printed onto the document such as checks using a special magnetic ink. In order to process those checks, the MICR input devices used. You can see here there are some human readable characters are being printed onto the check here. So these human readable numbers are printed by using a special magnetic ink in order to recognize these characters. Okay, that uses a special ink and character, the MICR is being used. So MICRs are being extensively used in the banking in order to actually recognize these characters. This is a device. So in order to process the checks, these are extensively used in the banks. The check can be read using a special input unit which can recognize these magnetic ink characters. Okay, this method, so if we don't use the MICR, then it may lead to some manual errors by wrongly if they may read any number. So in order to eliminate such manual errors, in order to save the time and in order to ensure the security and accuracy of data, usually the MICR, that is magnetic ink character recognition systems, are extensively used in the banks to process the checks. I hope the concept is clear. So now we have discussed about the input devices like keyboard, mouse, joystick, OCR, MICR, right? And then OMR. So these are the different input devices. So you can get one question. Briefly explain the any 5 input devices. So you need to explain any of these 5. Alright. Next we shall move on to the output device. So what is an output? Output, it is actually the result or the information that has been obtained after processing. So whenever we give the input, that input will be in the form of raw data, facts, or the figures or any text, numbers or characters. So we saw that input unit would convert the human understandable form of data to the machine understandable form. But whenever we get the output, that is which is in terms of, that is result or the information after processing, if the same thing, if it is in the machine form only, if it has been displayed, then the user cannot understand. So what is the functionality of the output devices? They are used to represent the information in an human understandable form from the machine understandable form. That means they will convert the machine understandable form to the human understandable form. So what are the examples of output devices are the monitors, printers, okay, speakers. These are some of the commonly used output device. Now let us begin with discussing the output device, that is monitor. So what is a monitor? Monitor is a display screen which is used to provide the computer output to the user. Usually we are able to see the output onto the monitor screen, that is display screen. So you can even refer the monitors as display screen, or you can even refer it as an VDU, that is visual display unit. Usually the monitors provides the visual display of the data. So initially we had the monochrome monitors, okay, like monochrome monitors in the sense that was supporting only for to have a black and white, okay, only the monochrome output we were able to see. But gradually we have the monitors that display the data in the color formats also. So the monitors can display the text as well as images. The smallest dot that can be displayed onto the monitor, we call it as actually the pixel. Okay, I repeat, the smallest dot that could be displayed onto the monitor, we call it as pixel. Pixel actually stands for picture element. Alright, most of the monitors have the 4:3 width to height ratio, which is called as an aspect ratio. Usually the monitors will be having the aspect ratio, wherein the most commonly aspect ratio is 4:3, that is width to height ratio. Then actually the resolution of the monitor is been defined as the number of pixels that can displayed vertically and horizontally. We should know what is the resolution of our monitor. So it all depends upon the number of pixels. So what is a pixel? It is the smallest dot onto the monitor. The more the number of pixels you have, the more the quality of your monitor will be very good. The higher the resolution of the monitor you are getting. Okay, so if the higher the resolution of the monitor if you are having, the more the clarity the picture will be displayed onto your display screen. So therefore the monitor is being made up of the smallest dots called as the pixel. So how do we define the resolution of the monitor? It has been defined as the number of pixels that could be displayed vertically and horizontally. Usually we determine the resolution of the monitor by the quality of the display. Alright, so usually we have some examples of the resolutions like 640 into 480 pixels, okay, 800 into 600 pixels, 1024 into 768 pixels. The more the resolution of your monitor, the higher the quality of your display screen will be there. Okay, and then we also measure the size of the monitor. So usually we measure the size of the monitor diagonally, like 12 inches, 14 inches, 17 inches, 19 and 21. Usually we measure in terms of diagonally in this way, that is the size of the monitor. So this is all about the monitor. So herein we have different kinds of monitors here. Just we don't have in depth explanation. Just you just need to know what are the different kinds of monitors that have. That is cathode ray tube, okay, which is a dome shaped actually. So initially earlier days we used to get the computer system in this, wherein the display screen was actually dome shaped. So that is cathode ray tube. Then LCD systems had come. The LCD stands for liquid crystal display. Then TFT monitors had come, that is thin film transistor, and then we have the LED, that is light emitting diode. So these are the different types of monitors that exist today. Now let us move on to the next output device, that is printers. So what is a printer? Printer is an output device that produces the text and graphics onto the physical medium such as paper. So usually printer, isn't it, it will print whatever, whether it is a text or image, okay, or any other kind of data, it will print onto the paper. So the physical medium called as a paper. The programs and the data that present into the computer memory, we refer it as soft copy. So here we have two terminologies, that is soft copy and the hard copy. So what is hard copy and soft copy is? Hard copy is the one where the programs and data that are present onto the paper, we refer it as hard copy. Where the data and the programs present in the computer memory, we refer it as the soft copy. Okay, now let us proceed with the classification of printers. We have here two different types of printers. The one is the impact printer, the other one is the non-impact printers. So the impact printers are those printers that will print by striking mechanism. That will it will print by striking mechanism against the inked ribbon. Okay, again where the paper has been placed. So such types of printers wherein which they are printing based upon striking mechanism, we call them as impact printers. Okay, whereas the other type of non-impact printers, so they do not use any kind of striking device. In fact, the ink is being stored in the printer cartridges. Such kinds of printers we actually refer it as a non-impact printers. The example for the impact printers are dot matrix line printers, whereas in case of non-impact it is inkjet, laser and thermal printers. Now let us discuss in detail what is impact printer. As I said, impact printers print by striking the device against the ink ribbon. So how they do the striking? They use actually the print head containing the metal pins, like how the typewriters we had the metal pins to strike against the paper. Same way the impact printers are also having the metal pins in order to strike against the ink ribbon, and that whatever they are making a strike against the ink ribbon, it will go and strike on a physical medium called as a paper. That's how the impact printers will print. So therefore impact printer print by striking the device against the ink ribbon by using the metal pins which strike the ink ribbon placed between the print head and the paper. That means before we are having those metal pins called as print head, in between there will be inked ribbon and then the paper will be placed. So these metal pins will print, they will make a physical contact with paper by dipping itself into the inked ribbon, by striking against the inked ribbon. So this is how exactly the impact printers are. So let us discuss what are the different characteristics of impact printers. So the characteristics of impact printer, the first one is, as I said, there is a striking mechanism. Therefore, they make a physical contact with the paper to produce an image. Alright, so these metal pins make a physical contact. That means they strike against the ink ribbon and again it will strike to the paper. So therefore, to produce an image, they make a physical contact. Now, these printers are very robust. Robust in the sense they are very strong. Okay, so they are being, because of their being robust and low cost, they are being extensively used in the bulk printing. Bulk printing in the sense where huge amount of printouts will be taken at a time. Okay, so then next is one, they can print for multiple copies. That means you can by using these impact printers, you can generate, you can have a lot number of carbon copies you can generate. So these impact printers are very noisy because of its striking mechanism, as well as they are very slow comparatively to the non-impact printers. And these impact printers doesn't support for transparencies. Transparencies in the sense like if at all, if any you need to print onto the plastic, or if you want to print onto the glass, transparent plastic or a transparent glass, if you want to print, then these will not help you to print on the those plastic or the glass. So therefore they do not support for any kind of transparencies. And what is the speed? In what terms it is the speed of impact printer is measured? It is actually the speed is measured in terms of character per second, that is CPS. So these are the characteristics of impact printers. Now let us discuss about what is non-impact printer. So as I said, the non-impact printers do not use the striking device wherein the ink is being stored in the printer cartridges. See here, these are actually the different cartridges that belong to the different printers, and the flow of the ink is actually controlled by the processors, which is faster in printing, and they can even print the color print, and they can even support for the different fonts and size within the same documents. If you are having the different font and size, then these non-impact printers will support for. So the examples for the non-impact printers are the laser printers, inkjet printers, and the thermal printers. I hope you are able to understand. So actually within this cartridges, actually they are using the ink, and the flow of this ink is actually controlled by the processor itself. They support for color printouts, okay, they support for the different fonts, size, alright, and they are faster comparatively to the impact printers. Now let us discuss the characteristics of non-impact printers. The first characteristics are, these non-impact printers are quite than comparatively impact printers because there is no any kind of striking mechanism involved. As I said earlier itself, so there is no striking mechanism. Definitely they are very quite comparatively to the impact printers. And as I said, they support for the different fonts and sizes. We say that they possess the ability to actually change the typefaces automatically. In the sense, typefaces in the sense, they will help you to change the different font and the different colors. So maybe in your same one page of document, you might be having 3 or 2 different font. Okay, you may have Calibri, you may have the Times New Roman, you may have the Arial Black, and the sizes also may differ from each of whatever the font you have chosen. So for all those, the non-impact printers will support for. Then these printers produce a very high quality graphics. As I said, they also have print the graphics, images, color prints. So they support for the high quality of graphics, and they do also support for the transparencies. So if you want to print onto the transparent glass or the plastic, then they support for those. Then these printers cannot print the multiple forms. That means at a time they cannot go for the carbon copies. Okay, so it like if you are giving only one print, along with that only one printout will be taken, whereas in case of the impact printer, okay, I'll discuss later how it is getting the carbon copies. They are extensively used for the bulk printing because they have the capability to generate lot more of carbon copies at the same time. Alright. Then Here the quality is actually measured in terms of dot per inches, that is DPI. And here the speed is actually calculated by pages per minute, that is ppm. And the size of the printing way, it supports for various kinds of size of paper like A4, A3, A2, okay, and jumbo size. So different kinds of sizes of paper. So it is very quite comparatively to the comparatively to the impact printer. They support for the color printouts, they support for the graphics, they support for the transparency, okay, they support for the different font and size, they support for the different papers. All right, so these are the few of the characteristics of non-impact printers. So in today's class we have discussed about the various input device, that is OMR, OCR, MICR, and then we have started with the topic, that is output device, that is monitors, printers, and here we have seen the classification of printers. So here in the question you may get a short note on, write a short note on OCR, MICR, okay, and then OMR. Or they may ask you for the 3 marks question, write the applications of OMR, OCR and MICR. The next one, write a short note on monitor. Next you may get 1 5 marks question, what is impact printer? Explain briefly the characteristics of impact printer. Or what is non-impact printer? Explain the characteristics of non-impact printers. So these are the topics we have covered in today's class. We shall discuss the next topics in our next video class. Thank you, students.